Some background as to how we got to this comment. I did a video recently about a graduation ceremony. It is graduation season, after all, where the members of the graduating class were upset with somebody who was going to speak at the ceremony. Now, there was somebody, for lack of a better way of putting it, emceeing the ceremony. I don't know if it was the principal or the superintendent or who it was. And they introduced this person who was going to come in and say a few words. Now, this person that was going to come in and speak had previously said some pretty derogatory things about members of the LGBTQ plus community and had expressed some pretty homophobic viewpoints. So when this person got to the microphone, got to the podium to say what they had to say, a vast majority, if not all, I couldn't see the entire class in the video, a vast majority of the graduating class stood up and turned their backs to him, showing their disapproval of some of the things that they had said, either about the students themselves or the people that those students know. And it was at that point in time that the MC of the graduation ceremony said, all right, basically, this isn't going to work, and they shut that guy down, and they went ahead and moved on with the ceremony. And then this person came into the comment section and said, no way in hell my kids would ever be disrespectful and do this shit. The first question I would have for you is, do you have kids? And if so, do you allow them to think for themselves? Because I can understand parents saying, listen, you're not going to be disrespectful in this scenario. You're not going to be disrespectful in that scenario. I've taught you better, yada, yada, yada. But I also understand allowing your kids to be free thinkers. Allowing your kids to develop their own personalities and stand up for what they believe in. And are you telling me that if you had a child that didn't agree with what he said, didn't want to hear from him, that you would make them respect him even though he has shown disrespect? Because that's poor parenting on my part, or on your part, I should say. In my opinion, that's poor parenting. The second thing I would say is, how is it disrespectful to not tolerate disrespect? This is a man who had very derogatory things to say about members of a community that maybe some of those kids belong to, or maybe those kids know people that belong to that community, or maybe those kids aren't part of the LGBTQ plus community, don't know anybody in the LGBTQ plus community, but understand that people are people. You're going to force your kid to respect somebody that doesn't respect others? How is that disrespectful? To say, I'm not going to tolerate. I don't tolerate your level of disrespect. They, in a respectful manner, simply turned their back to him. They didn't walk out. They didn't make a collective noise to drown him out. They respectfully stood up and turned their back to him. I think it was the best way they could approach the scenario. And they are not to be made, they are not to be forced to respect people who disrespect them, their friends, or other human beings. We have got to stop with this bullshit, forcing this stuff down our kids' throats, that they must respect people who disrespect them, their friends, or others. And that starts in the family unit, right? Go give your uncle a hug. No, he's a fucking piece of shit. He's a pedophile. He's a this. He's a that. I'm not hugging him, right? It starts there in the family. And the next place that people at a young age can develop their own thought process and stand up for what they believe in is in their school system, in their community. And then from there, they grow up and they go out into the real world. They have jobs. They have adult interactions with other human beings, and they continue to either allow people to respect them or allow people to disrespect them. But I'm sorry, I don't think it's disrespectful to not tolerate disrespect. But hey, you keep controlling your kids and enjoy that no contact.